Hansi Flick hacked the 24-25 season with Barcelona, and now he's ready to do it again. Only this time there's a plot twist. Barcelona tore through Spanish football last season. They won every major trophy in Spain under him, scored the most in Europe's top 5 leagues, made 9 comebacks, also the most points collected away from home. But now Hansi Flick's team has a new mission: to do it again. See, Barcelona wasn't supposed to peak this soon. This team, the one under the German manager, was supposed to be another rebuild. But with lots of goals later and one of Europe's scariest aggressive systems in place, this team isn't waiting anymore. The kids have matured now. Flick's system is in place, and Barcelona are about to modify a game plan that's nothing short of terrifying. Last season, Flick created a tactical identity for Barcelona. It wasn't about changing the DNA at Barcelona, it was about modifying it. The tactical identity he brought to the club: high-pressing, high-intensity football. Soon as they won the ball, Barcelona wanted to attack, no more patiently waiting for the space to open up. This team forced the issue relentlessly. The key to this was each player understanding the positions and roles they had to play in the team. Yamal, for example, had to stay wide to hug the width and come inside. Rafinha became a second striker with Lewandowski. Pedri, Casado, Frenkie, Olmo, whoever played in the middle, understood that a big part of the tactics was midfield superiority. The centre-backs understood the importance of keeping the high line and perfecting the offside trap. For all of this to work, he knew he needed a different mix: the integration of younger players into the squad. Suddenly, players like Yamal, Balde, Kubasi, Casado, they weren't just part of the team, they'd become key members. And heading into the 25-26 season, each member is about to have a squad update. From the approach he's been at in the transfer market, it gives an even clearer identity. He wants a dynamic team. The perfect mix, and we all know how important the high line is to Barcelona. It's something every team Barca has faced has struggled to understand, and that doesn't look like changing anytime soon.
One of the big things though tactically, Grell, has been this high line. It is a high reward, but also we saw tonight, it's pretty high risk as well.
Yeah, I mean, we look at this as traditional analysts and we say this line is crazy and there's only a matter of time till it gets broken, right?
When they step up that high, it allows the team to pick spaces in the opposition half. And for the wingers, it's about one thing. Lamine Yamal is the example. Flick wants his wingers to stay out wide and maintain the width. We'd get to why this was a different case with Rafinha, but with Yamal, hugging the width allows 3 options: a midfielder moving into half spaces, a fullback overload into crossing positions, or the option to cut in and get shots and crosses off. This again is made possible because of the high line, but there's something about this not many people seem to understand. Think about the high line or Barca's high press, and many believe it starts with the centre backs or players at the back. It's wrong. It starts from the middle: Pedri, Rafinha, Fermin Lopez when he plays. These are the early pressing triggers for Barcelona. Hansi Flick talks there about the centre mids pressing the opposition centre backs. By doing this, they've set the team in motion, freeing up the space and allowing another key aspect of the team advance: the full backs, both Balde and Jules, to invert. It featured more with Balde last season. That's how he was able to get goals like this, because the team pushing high up allowed Barca the space to play and fullbacks with the technical ability to cut in and find attacking options. Koundé wasn't left out either. Every area is checked now. That's the crazy part. That's what makes this Barcelona team scary. Hansi Flick's men know the tactics now. Last season was supposed to be the integration phase and they exploded. Imagine what it's going to be. Now they've fully come to terms with how Flick wants to place and the muscle memory of knowing where each player is supposed to be and when, especially when you consider the numbers they were putting up last season. The most electrifying front 3 in Europe last season. And on the right, it's the teenage sensation who seems to redefine football every week.
17 years old.
I think he's the best player in the world, to be honest.
Arriving on the scene and scoring goals and skills and whatnot, defending, attacking, is how mature he is a bit too early for me.
Yamal has been so good that at 17 he's in the conversation for the Ballon d'Or. He did everything last season: 18 goals and 25 assists in all competitions for Barcelona. That's 43 goal contributions in 55 games. A friendly reminder that he's still only 17. And then there's the stuff the stats don't measure. The stuff that took fans off the edge of their seats. Dribbling past teams, taking on opponents twice his age. Big teams, lesser known teams. Yamal didn't care. His dribbling was sensational last season. He didn't just have the most dribbles in La Liga, he had the most dribbles in Europe's top 5 leagues with 145. That's 55 more than Jeremy Doku in second place. And you know what's crazier? By stats, his teammate on the opposite wing was even better. Rafinha's last season will go down as one of the best individual campaigns from a Barcelona player not named Messi. 34 goals and 25 assists in 57 matches. He had more goal contributions than games played, and this is a player who was constantly getting subbed by former head coach Xavi around the 70th minute mark. To say Rafinha exploded under Hansi Flick would be an understatement. He was the Champions League's top scorer with 13 goals, the most assists in the competition with 9. Add this to big goals in big games, and yet there's something about Rafinha, other than the stats, that makes him an incredible asset for Hansi Flick.
Like Rafinha, I never had a player like this because he's unbelievable. The dynamic against the ball, but also with the ball. His speed is really fantastic.
Imagine the quality of players he's coached throughout his career, and Flick coming out to say he's never had a player like Rafinha. That's sensational. We did mention talking about the Brazilian and his position. It wasn't supposed to work, but instead, he has now become a player who, rather than hug the width, takes more central positions to get closer to the goal, meaning he takes more shots off and can get involved in more final attacking metrics, assisting, key passes and turnovers. 18 goals from the right side, 35 from the left, and yet the guy in the middle, Lewandowski that is, he got the most out of that attacking trio with 42. Move down to midfield and it's been the same impact. Players like Frenkie, for example, averaging more than 86 passes per 90 and a pass completion rate of more than 94%. This is Frenkie playing as a roaming playmaker in that midfield for Barca under Hansi Flick. He's been part of a midfield that's worked magic for Barcelona, but an even bigger part of that has to be the little magician in midfield. Watching Pedri last season, it's hard to describe him in words. Get this, Pedri, amongst La Liga midfielders last season, ranked first with the most touches, most key passes, most expected assists, most progressive passes, most successful dribbles, most progressive actions, and many more. You probably get the idea by now. He was magic for Barcelona. And what's even better is that the stats don't paint the entire picture. Everyone has a clear role in this system. Players like Fermin Lopez with the late runs and vertical movement to stretch defences when he got the chance to play, or even the guys at the back. Kubarsi, amongst La Liga centre-backs, ranked first for the most touches, most passes completed, and the best pass completion ratio. Add this to him, majorly pairing with Inigo Martinez, and what you have is a centre-back duo who are both comfortable on the ball and can help build the attack from the back. And it didn't stop there. The latest additions to the squad only make an already good team even better. Issues at the back with a goalie, that's where Garcia comes in, the goalkeeper with the most saves in the 2024-2025 season. He's more than decent on the ball as well, meaning Barcelona now has an option to build the attack with and produce saves when he needs to. These are the players, and potentially more, that Barcelona comes into the new season with, a team hungry for success even more than last season. 60 games played, 174 goals, the most in Europe's top 5 leagues as we mentioned earlier, 27 clear of second-placed PSG. It wasn't just sensational attacking numbers, it was historic as well. The third biggest goal tally in the club's history. 414 shots across all competitions, a relentless attacking force that didn't stop, and the numbers back this up as well. 23 goals from outside the box. Some of them were insane too. What makes this better is how Flick managed to do this with both experience and youth. With an average age of 24 years, Barcelona had the youngest squad in the league and still dominated. The pressing style of winning the ball almost immediately meant Barca topped the league in pressing sequences. Win the ball back and immediately get on the attack. This team is a coordinated unit from attack down to midfield and defence, and that's because everyone understands their positions. The front three lead the press. Midfielders on each centre-back fully activate the press and allow the team to become compact in the opposition's half. The fullbacks invert as well. Think of Rafinha and his excess energy chasing fullbacks and forcing them into central positions because of Barcelona's superiority in that zone. But another constant of this Barcelona team we saw last season was the freedom on each wing. It became common in game for both Rafinha and Yamal to switch sides depending on how they deemed fit. By doing this, they gave each fullback different profiles of wingers to deal with. When Yamal did play on the right, the idea was to isolate him in one-on-one situations against fullbacks. Why? Because in those positions he's exceptional. Everything followed a system. Call it structured chaos if you like. Positional freedom with the endgame of creating opportunities for the team. The reason they were able to create so many chances is because of how eager they were to always win the ball. When they didn't have it, the team always tried to win it back within seconds. This goal against Bayern Munich in the Champions League group stage highlights it. Barcelona win the ball deep in their half, and in less than 10 seconds, Yamal plays in Rafinha, and he finishes for the goal. This Barcelona team under Hansi Flick has evolved now. It's no longer about possession, it's about completely utilising each chance as it comes. And with that, Barcelona won't just get better, they will evolve into another form.